Hello everyone, it's Tiny Games here. Welcome back to the channel. We're back with some more Infinity Nikki content, and today we are speculating. I love to speculate, I love to theorize, and Infinity Nikki have given us something to speculate over on their socials, and I'm very excited to get into this. Obviously, let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments down below. You know, maybe you notice something I don't notice. It'll be fun to theorize together and see if we can uncover the hidden little nods in these images that they've posted. Okay, so we're over on Twitter here. I will expand on the photos in a bit, but it says Infinity Nikki Special Issue Volume 1 Devs Hidden Gems. The countdown to Infinity Nikki version 1.2 is on, but the dev team couldn't keep all the fun to themselves. Take a look at the images and let your imagination run wild. What surprises and upgrades are coming your way? We can't wait to see your light bulb moments. If there's anything else you'd like to know from the dev team, or if you have ideas for how we can communicate better, feel free to leave a comment and let us know. And then it mentions about a special gift that you can claim via the in-game mail. I've gone over that in one of my other videos, so feel free to read that. I also go over the optimizations which they've posted about, so feel free to check out that video. I'll link it down below. But yeah, you can claim this special accessory, which I was actually wearing at the beginning of the video. And then in their post, they have a series of images with scribbles drawn onto them. So let's go through these and break them down. So we're starting off here with this first image, which looks over to the lake. And then we see two horses. I have no idea what this could be. At first I was wondering if it could be like some sort of constellations feature in the sky or something. Like, what have the horses got to do with it? I mean, it looks like they're joined together. I mean, the only other thing, could we possibly be able to ride the horses? Could we do something with them? Could we herd the horses together? Could we get the horses to follow us? Because there's like a string connecting these horses, and we know there are horses in the world already. So perhaps that could be something we get, is something where we could lead the horses, or perhaps it's to do with photos and stuff like that. I don't know, but this does, it's the joining bit which has me intrigued by this. We do see some of these horses down by the water as well, so I think that's why we've got this backdrop here of the lake, probably more so than the constellation idea that I initially had. So perhaps it's something to do with that. Let me know your thoughts. Following on from that, we also have this image here of some hot air balloons. Now, we already have hot air balloons in game, so I do wonder if we're just going to have more hot air balloon locations perhaps, or perhaps a variety in how the hot air balloons look, because the ones that we have now, we go in and we kind of like, we're in a seated position, so maybe they're going to add some diversity to the hot air balloons. Like, you can see this one here has like little, almost like ears, like it's a little bug or something. So I wonder if the hot air balloons, perhaps we get a different design or more locations for these. In the next photo, we have like a carousel thing. I don't want to get my hopes optimistic that we get a carousel item. Perhaps this could be a bit like the gilded cage. Could it be a photography reward for pulling on the banners? And then perhaps there's like a carousel item that you can pose with and interact with. Could that be something? I don't know. But this is definitely giving me carousel vibes, and the fact that it's in an open space, like if this was going to be like a permanent feature, like perhaps a circus coming to the game or something like that, I feel like it would be in a different location. So I am wondering if this open space background is to do with the fact that it's perhaps a furniture pull item, because they did include that in the recent update. There's the little cage item you can get, and then also I believe they said in the previous banners, if you'd pulled up to, I think it was 160, you would get rewards for those as well. So perhaps this is like a photography interactable item in that regard. Then for our final image, we have this kind of rippling across the waves, or a creation of waves across the lake. No idea. I have no idea what this could be. Could it be a hint that we could finally swim in the water? I have a feeling eventually that, because mermaids do feature in one of the previous Nikki games, I have a feeling we could get the mermaid feature, but I think it will come as like an ability outfit perhaps, and possibly be confined to a specific world, a bit like the gliding. You can only do that in the like abandoned district, how the shrinking with Momo, you kind of have to be in the wishing woods and stuff like that. So I do wonder if it's kind of not necessarily hinting at the ability of mermaids, because this is over here, but perhaps there is a water element or change coming. The other thing would be maybe we get that, like, that fish back. You know, we had the Monroe fish in the water. Maybe we get something like that. I don't know. Or maybe, actually, thinking about what if we can explore more of the lake. So we've had the boatmen, which will take us out into the water. What if we have an ability to tour around the lake? What if there's a boat journey thing that opens up and we can take it around this lake? What do you think? That feels like more feasible. That feels more like it. It could be like almost like a photo opportunity where it's just like a boat that you can ride and it goes around, a bit like the train that goes around the abandoned district. Could it be? Could it be? And for our next one, we see this kind of bonfire graphic. Now I have a feeling that means we might be able to get sort of bonfire pits. Perhaps we can sit at and then they could be used as almost like photo opportunities, but perhaps they're just idyllic spots throughout the world, that there's these little bonfire pits that you can hang out nearby and it's fun to enjoy and things like that. That's kind of what I'm expecting with this. Just a more photographic kind of areas, more enhancements to the world kind of thing. I could definitely see that being a thing here. I don't know. I'm assuming this is obviously a spot in game. I don't initially recognize it, but I noticed these little balloons here. Could they be tied into the hint at what we saw earlier? I don't know. Moving down, we then have an image of what appears to be two Nikkis stood together looking at fireworks. Now, my thoughts are obviously the two Nikkis photographing is probably tied into the fact that we can take photographs with people in the world. There's these little hourglasses and you can interact with them and take photos with people. But I think what's interesting here is the fireworks. So perhaps for Chinese New Year, perhaps there's going to be firework displays going off. We know at the moment in the sky there's all the shooting stars, so I wouldn't be surprised if they get replaced with fireworks, and I think that's what this is hinting at. Now again on this graphic we've got that same image but in an envelope. The two Nikkis point into the sky. I wonder if we can send our photographs to our friends. So we know we can add friends in game. At the moment it does seem to be region locked, which I hope is something that they would consider eventually unlocking, because I would love to be friends with you all in game. If you do want to be friends with me in game and you're kind of in the Europe region, feel free to comment in my Discord and I can send you a friend code thing so we can add each other, because I would absolutely love to have more friends in game. Unfortunately it is Europe only at the moment because we can't add each other outside of that. I'm so gutted. So hopefully that's something that gets opened up eventually, but this would be so cool if we could take photos and then kind of send them to our friends. Perhaps we could do that. I don't know, let me know what you think of that theory. And now we have this image here. Now this one's interesting. This does look like it's Nikki posing in the ground and we have Momo. Now what I think this is, because we do know that we are getting improvements within the photo mode. We know we're going to be able to take photos with Momo. That has been confirmed. So I think this is one, trying to showcase the photos with Momo, but I think it's showcasing more kind of like image or poses we can get. So perhaps we'll get the opportunity to take seated poses anywhere, because at the moment you're kind of limited in where you can take these kind of low to the ground shots. Like on the by the lake in Flora Wish, there's like a picnic spot, and that's a brilliant spot for taking photos. I have taken a range of photos in that location, and I do enjoy taking those photos there, but it'd be kind of nice if we could do that around the world, perhaps closer to these flower beds and things like that. I think it's hinting at the photos with Momo, but also the option for more poses that we can utilize. Now we have our next set of images, and these have me confused. So this kind of reminds me of Geroda, and I'm assuming that's what it's meant to represent, but I've got no idea what it could mean. And we've got a second image here. Again, I'm almost 99% certain this is of Geroda. Could it be that as well as doing group poses with Momo, perhaps there's an ability to group pose with any character? Like perhaps we could group pose with Geroda? I don't know. I mean, I know you can go up to characters in game and you can take photos with them, but would this be a way of like summoning them to your location? I don't know. I really am stumped on this one. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. Then we have this really fun image of Momo, and he has this like headset on, which is really interesting. I have no idea exactly what this could be referencing. My initial thoughts were about Momo, taking photos of Momo, because that's something we can do. But I was just intrigued by the whole headset thing. What has that got to do with it? Could this be some hint about some music mode or something? I don't know. I'm really stumped. It's the headsets that are throwing me. I'm thinking this has to be linked to some sort of sound or audio thing. But I have no idea what it could mean. If it gave us the option of like choosing a certain soundtrack to listen to in game, I don't know. Or if it's an announcement about the soundtracks coming out or something for this game, I don't know. I have no idea. Or it could just be, like I said, it could be a simple Momo pose, which, as I said, they've confirmed the addition of the Momo photos already in their post. I don't know, but I'm excited to find out more. And then lastly, we have this image here, which we can see a bouquet of flowers. No idea. Absolutely no idea. There are the bouquet of flowers that we can have as an accessory in game as part of the Arosa outfit. There is also, when you do a seated pose, you can pull up a bunch of flowers as well. I don't know. The background's throwing me, and I'm wondering if the background is even related at all. It probably isn't. It's probably irrelevant. It's probably totally unrelated, and perhaps it's just to showcase to us that maybe we're getting a new handheld accessory, a new flower bundle. Perhaps if you don't have the Arosa outfit, perhaps that base game flower accessory that you can get in the seated poses, perhaps that's something we can just have generally in game. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Next we have a graphic here showing a mobile kind of device in someone's hand. Now I'm assuming that's to do with the fact that they're doing mobile optimizations. I can only assume that's what this is about, is the mobile optimizations there. Then next we have this image here of flowers. I don't know entirely what this is about. I didn't know if it was tied to the respawns. So they have announced that there will be a 4 a.m. reset for sort of the resources that you can get, which is good. It's nice that rather than every 24 hours based on your cycle, it just resets at the start of each day, which would be good. I'm excited about that. I'm assuming that's what this is about, is about the resources respawning in. Because the only other thing I was thinking was maybe more flower types, but then I was like, I don't think I see them doing that, because they've got so many worlds coming. I think in terms of extra resources, that will probably come as they open up new worlds and realms. So that's all I can think of for that. And then this is about the whim cycles and the improved controls with whim cycles, because they are changing the controls for the whim cycles on mobile. So I'm assuming that is what this is related to. That's why I think this is about the reset as well, because these are all on one graphic. So I'm assuming it's to do with those optimizations that they talked about in their optimization post. We then also have this graphic. This I'll go over very briefly. It's just showcasing the new item that you can claim from your inbox right now. So I did touch on that in my other video, but feel free to claim this. Then we have another image here of Momo. Again, I can only assume this is about Momo and the photography mode. We see the fireworks in the background, so I'm assuming that's what this is a hint for. We then have an image of Nikki and Momo sat on this cart. Now this is the cart that takes you up to Stoneville when you first go there. Could it be, again, showcasing about poses that you can sit on this item with Nikki and you can have Momo spawn next to you? Possibly. And then we also have this image of Momo here sat on a chair. So I am really thinking this is hinting heavily about the Momo and the photography mode. I really think that that's what all this is alluding to. Our next graphic says, here comes even more fun. And you can see here there's like an S-ling here on top of another S-ling, is it? I don't even know what this thing is below. It doesn't look familiar to me. I don't know if this is to do with the tracking that they want to do for S-lings, or I have no idea. I literally can't work it out. I was like, why is there like random S-lings? And I assume it must be to do with the tracking of them, I guess. That's my only thoughts for this. Then we have this graphic of a little firework. Again, perhaps this is either a photo mode option, or perhaps this is an item that you can interact with. A bit like how there's the blowing bubbles in the world. Maybe there's going to be little fireworks that we can set off. I think that would be a really fun addition. And then we also have a graphic of Nikki here, and I don't know what these are. That looks like a candle, but then this one's broken. So then I was thinking, I'm not proficient in all fireworks, but from my brief knowledge whilst living here in Germany, there's these like little things that you set on fire and you throw them and then they go bang after a little while. And I wonder if it's those items, like maybe we get some little firecrackers. Is that what they're called? Do we get something like that? I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, perhaps that could be something we get. I mean, Nikki looks quite shocked and surprised here. I mean, she is covering her ears, so firecrackers maybe making sense. You know, throw them, have a bit of a bang. Again, possibly like the bubbles that you can blow. Maybe it's an interactable item you can get. We also have another set of images here. This almost looks like she's opening a portal. But I wonder if this is like part of her purifying. I mean, they are making changes to the purifying. They're making it so it's a bit better directed and aimed. So perhaps that's what this is. It's about purification and about the improved aiming on that. I could definitely see that being the thing, for sure. Yeah, that's probably about the purification then. We then have an image of Nikki jumping. What is this? Why does it look like she's jumping over mountains? Will we be able to do that at some point? Will we get the ability to jump over mountains? I don't know. Or is she flying? Will we get the ability to fly? I don't know. I'm really unsure with my speculations here. I sometimes feel like I'm grasping at straws, but then I'm also like, you look at some of the things we already have in this game. Like, we can shrink ourselves. we float. You know, the ability to jump over mountains or fly would not be far-fetched. It would not be far-fetched. So I'm intrigued about that, very intrigued. Then we have this interesting image, which reminds me a lot of like origami. So perhaps we can do some sort of origami in game, or perhaps there's some sort of puzzle with that. I really don't know, but that's what it's kind of making me think of. It looks like a folded paper envelope. Maybe it's a puzzle that we can solve. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I'm sure there's like paper puzzle games that you can get out there, so perhaps it could be tied to that. I'm a bit unsure, but it almost does feel very puzzly. It does feel very origami-esque from its appearance. So that's what I'm kind of getting. Either some sort of puzzle to solve or interactive element. I'm not entirely sure. That's the vibes I'm getting from this. Finally, we can move on to our last set of images here. And we have some lanterns here. I swear, they're gonna decorate this game full of lanterns, and I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so aesthetic. It's gonna be so beautiful. Also, if anyone knows where this location is, please tell me, because this is beautiful. Like, look at this lamp. Look at these blossoms here. Look at the wallpaper. If this is a location in game, please let me know, because it's one that I've looked over, like overlooked. It's one I've missed, and I would love to take some photos in this spot, because this looks beautiful. This looks so stunning. But the idea that they'll be decorating with lanterns has me very excited. Which also ties into the second image here, which looks like there's going to be floating lanterns in the water. Again, so excited for that. I could scream. I'm very excited. I am so excited for how beautiful and aesthetic this is going to look. It's going to create some beautiful photo opportunities for sure, and it's just going to be a world that I'm really going to want to delve into. Finally, we have our very last image here. We have a graphic here of two people shaking hands. This looks like traditional Chinese garments. So I wonder if this is maybe a hint about Chinese New Year and the potential of the traditional garments that we could get from the banner. I have a strong feeling that's what this could be hinting at. They do seem to be shaking hands, I would say, here. So yeah, I'm gonna assume that this is something to do with perhaps a hint at the new outfits and just generally potentially a Chinese New Year festival coming in game, which is what I think these are tied to, you know, the lanterns and things like that. I think it's all Chinese New Year festival celebrations. I'm also really curious because I do believe it's going to be the year of the snake. So I wonder if we're going to get any like snake-like kind of outfits or outfits with a lot of snake embellishments. I think that would be fun because then obviously each year their outfits can evolve and change with the different years that we go into. So I think that would be kind of cool to see some unique snake embellished items. I think that would be fun to tie in with obviously that element of the new year. But that's my thoughts on this one. So there you have it. That is my thoughts and speculations for what's coming in the game based on these teasers. Let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments down below. Like I said, you guys have probably clocked onto something that I have missed. I know you're all a brainy bunch out there, so I'm intrigued to see what you guys think of what's to come in the game and the future of Infinity Nikki. So excited to hear what you all have to say, but I really enjoyed this little dive into the photos, the speculation, everything like that. It was a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave it a like and subscribe to the channel for more Infinity Nikki and cozy gaming content. I I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.